Hi everyone. Chapter 12 discusses business presentations. At some point in your careers, you will have to deliver in some form a business presentation. It might be formal, it might be informal, it might be in person or via Zoom or some other technology. It might be with an audience of one or of hundreds. Review Chapter 12 on how to prepare and revise presentations. Here, I will introduce you to the basics of presentation types and briefly discuss delivering them, which is connected to the types. And then I will discuss integrating visual aids. Take a look at this first visual. These are the types of presentations, also known as delivery methods. They are impromptu or spontaneous, memorized, scripted, and extemporaneous. Let's break these down. Impromptu or spontaneous. Speaking impromptu, a spontaneous speech that requires no formal presentation and no preparation. It is common in small group meetings and one-on-one situations, such as when a manager calls an employee into the office for a project update. The challenge is to be able to think on your feet. Usually, the speaker is well versed and knowledgeable about the topic, so preparation and rehearsing are not necessary. Memorizing. Just that, memorized. The speaker is able to maintain eye contact, which is a plus. But the speaker loses the ability to adapt the presentation to the audience and the setting. The speaker has no room to improvise. If the speaker attempts to improvise, the speaker faces the danger of forgetting material or getting distracted. Scripted. Reading from a script. The speaker really has no opportunity to make eye contact and could get distracted or lose his or her place, resulting in losing face and being embarrassed. However, reading parts of a speech may be beneficial when presenting extremely technical material such as mathematical formulae. Extemporaneous, speaking from notes. Both planned and spontaneous. Planned because the speaker has time to research, prepare, organize, and rehearse practice. Spontaneous because the speaker has the flexibility to adjust the presentation to the audience. The speaker does not read from prepared script, nor memorizes the speech, but uses note cards as a guide or an outline. Each note card contains one point or idea. The speaker would refer to a note card look at it, and then speak to the audience, making eye contact. Each note card would provide about 1 to 2 minutes of speaking time. Note cards are flexible, making it easier for the speaker to rearrange the material based on the audience's needs, or to even eliminate material completely. The extemporaneous presentation is the most common in business. It's the most effective, and it is the easiest to do. And this is the type of presentation you would do in this class. To be effective, you must analyze and know your audience. Will the audience members be happy and receptive? Will they be bored or uninterested? Or will they perhaps be hostile or even angry? Understanding these will help you determine how to best organize your content and decide what content to deliver. Essentially, whether you have 5 minutes or 60 minutes, you will deliver 3 to 4 main points. The difference, obviously, is the amount of details and examples you give. Regardless, you'll follow a similar approach to delivering the content using what can be referred to as the preacher method. This is how preachers are taught to deliver sermons. First, you tell the audience what you are going to tell them, including how it will be organized. For example, first, I will talk about the methods of delivery. Next, I will discuss how to organize the content. Finally, I will cover how to create an electronic presentation. Second, tell the audience. This is the heart of your presentation, the content. Third, tell them what you have told them. Summarize the main points leading to your conclusion and, if appropriate, what you want or need the audience to do. That's it, essentially. Review the material. It talks about things such as how to start, how to gain your audience's attention, how to build rapport with your audience. Of course, more formal presentations integrate some visual component, often an electronic digital presentation such as PowerPoint or Prezi. The book discusses different visual elements such as whiteboards, handouts, and the like. Here we'll cover the electronic presentation briefly. We want to keep it clean and simple and visual. You might actually bring in visuals from your written report, but those visuals often will have to be edited, revised, made more simple, less cluttered. there should be a blend of text and visuals. Too much text on a single slide is hard to read and boring. Too many visuals can appear cluttered. For text, follow the rule of sevens. Some books refer to the rule of sixes. Essentially, no more than 7 lines of text and no more than 7 words per line. This is really a guideline. 1 or 2 words won't make much of an impact. Visuals, images, charts, graphs, keep the audience's attention as long as the visuals are simple, uncluttered, and large enough to see. Color is important. Some experts say certain colors create certain connotations or feelings. For example, some say the color red creates a feeling of rage or anger. This is why the red planet is called Mars. Mars is the Roman god of war. What's really important is to have good color contrast. Either dark background and light text, or light background and dark text to enhance readability. Use easy to read fonts and large enough font sizes. 12-point Times New Roman might be appropriate for a written document, but not for an electronic presentation. Which of these is easiest to read? These are the basics. Now, when it's time to deliver the presentation, the key is the 3 P's. Practice, practice, and practice. You need to rehearse in front of a camera so you can then watch and listen to yourself to see your distracting mannerisms and hear how many times you say or or like, and so on. It is also important to practice as a team, especially when it comes to transitioning from one team member to another. And if you have anxiety or stage fright, what do? Some people say, imagine your audience naked or in their underwear. Don't do that. It doesn't work. It's more distracting. Maybe even scary. Some say avoid actual eye contact. Instead, focus on a spot on the back wall. Blah, 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 blah. What happens? Your audience will start looking back. What's he looking at? This doesn't give the appearance of eye contact. If you have practiced and you know your material, you can be confident. Know also that the audience is there because they need to hear what you have to say. So relax. Do some deep breathing. Do positive self-talk. When it's your turn, find 2 or 3 smiling faces across the audience. Direct your gaze first to one for a couple of seconds or so, Then slowly glance towards the next person for a few seconds. Then to the next. Not like you're at a tennis match. They will smile encouragingly at you, giving you confidence. This also creates the feel of making eye contact because in fact you are making eye contact. And breathe. No one is going to bite you. Seriously. That's it. Any questions? Send me an email.